Hello?
Welcome to Cry School.
Cool.
Follow me.
Your future is coming for you. But don't worry, we'll get you ready.
I'm Mary Jane Morrison. I teach English. This is my 30th year, Cry School.
And I'm Lee Harris. I work in the math department and the outdoor program, and this is my 29th year at Cry School.
During my time here, I've seen many changes at Cry School. We've seen, obviously, the renovation of the chapel, renovation of the dining hall.
Not only have the students and our population grown, but the buildings have also grown and become much better. The campus is today much different than it was when we first came here.
The hallmark for me of Cry School is we are always moving forward, yet we're maintaining our traditions. And there's something about the Cry School student, I think, that's very endearing, and that has been a constant.
It's not so much the academics as it is the values and the morals that we're trying to create here for them to become good husbands, good companions, good fathers. And so I think that that is part of what the school is all about, and part of what going forward the school's going to continue to do.
People that we've remained friends with through the years, the faculty that have gone on to other places, the thing they always say is, you know, I really like it here, but I've never found a community like Cry School. And I think that's as true for we, the faculty, as it is for the students. And I think that's why the students come back.
We've had an outdoor chapel nestled right on the edge of the lake ever since I arrived. But what once was just a clearing in the woods and barely big enough for 50 or 60 people, now is a beautiful space, a very sacred space for everyone here that allows us to enjoy the beauty of this setting here in the mountains, but now can accommodate the entire community.
Life is short.
and we do not know how much time we will have to gladden the hearts of those who travel this way with us. So be swift to love. Make haste to be kind. And may God, who is beyond our ability to fully understand, but who knows us and loves us, and travels with us, bless us, and keep us in peace. And the blessing of God Almighty, the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit be upon you, and remain with you always. Amen.
It's really gratifying for me as a coach who started the program, but I think even more so the players that have played here for the past 16 years, not just this team, but guys that played in 2002, 2003, and so on. It solidified in how important this experience was for so many, and I think that's why I coach. You want this to be something important, something memorable. And something that you can look back on years later and be proud of. And I think that's what we've done, and I think our players this year have been able to link alums from all years in celebrating.
All right, let's give it up for the first time in school history.
I knew in the locker room this would be ours today. So proud of the effort, from November on, every single one of you. Today was emblematic of who we are. Everyone played their role perfectly, and we got it done, boys. First ever state championship. Let's go! 1, 2, 3, together!
Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon and welcome to the 2019 Division I NCISAA State Championship for Lacrosse, Charlotte Country Day, Christ School. It's the moment you've been waiting for since last season. These teams have practiced and pushed themselves to get the opportunity to play for this state championship, and we can't wait. Speaking of we, my name is Bobby Long, Associate Athletic Director here at Christ School, and boy, do we have something special for you guys. Alongside me is 2018 graduate, was the manager for the lacrosse program, the man, the myth, the legend, Will Smoots. Last year, Will was in the booth with me all season when the Greenies won their second consecutive state title. And after a freshman year at TCU, his brother's graduating tomorrow, and he's back to call the game with me. Will, how are you doing?
I'm doing great, Bobby. I'm so glad to be back, and I know this atmosphere is going to be great today. I know this is your last game commentating as well, so Thank you for the honor of having me by your side to commentate, but I'm looking forward to it.
Oh, man, we are. Everyone here is looking forward to it. We got a beautiful day. Now, you haven't been here in the booth this season, but I do know you've been following the Christ School Lacrosse season and watching some of the home games on CSBN. What have you been seeing from Christ School so far this year?
Well, so far, like most years, they play at a fast pace. They've been scoring plenty of goals per game. I know defensively they've been great, but I think the biggest thing I noticed has been the senior leadership, which they're going to miss next year. But they've got a great group of guys coming up, and they play well together. The chemistry's there, and so I think today, if they get off to a hot start, they'll be looking just fine.
Yeah, speaking of that senior leadership, in talking with Coach Miles, he mentioned 14 seniors. Some of them have been part of this program for 4 years, others for 3. It's that continuity in a program that really can make a team successful. But the Greenies come into the game with a 20-2 record overall, the best in school history. But on the other side of the field, they will face the ever-formidable Charlotte Country Day Buccaneers. The Buccaneers come into the game with 19 wins of their own. They earn their way here, defeating number 2 seeded Providence Day on Tuesday, scoring with just 7 seconds left to make it to the state championship. Will, what do you feel like some of the coaches have been saying about Charlotte Country Day so far this season? Some things to maybe look out for, maybe some of the players.
I think for the most part, Country Day, they always compete, and I think the coaches recognize that. I think Jeff Miles, he knows in the past years, we played them 2 years ago in the state championship, and I think Country Day every year, they do a good job under Coach Tuma competing and hustling. I think that's led by 2 guys especially, and Taylor Lafar, who has been with the team for a while, I think 4 years as well.
Well, he's just a sophomore, but I think the guy you're thinking about is Phelps Thomas. Number 3 is that he's a senior, and he has been great for them. We actually, we played them in the state title 2 years ago, and he was integral for them. And every time we play Country Day, that is a name that we see all the time. In goal, we're looking at Brendan Schlumka. He's a senior. This is his 2nd year in goal. An unfortunate injury from their best defender, Alfred Letts, I believe, tore his ACL a couple weeks ago. And an injury on the Christ School side, Zach Grindy, who's headed to VMI next year, also tore his ACL a couple weeks ago. So an unfortunate matchup that we won't get to see there. But man, this team is going to be great.
I'm excited, and I know all of us here are looking forward to it. So far, a great crowd, and we're excited to get on our way here shortly.
Yeah, we'll be back here in a second to bring you this 2019 matchup between the Charlotte Country Day Buccaneers and the homestanding Christ School Greenies. All right, we are almost underway here. It is May 18th, 2019, the Division I NCISAA Lacrosse State Championship. Greenies are in white with the gray helmets. Charlotte Country Day in green with the white helmets. Will, how important is it for both these teams to get off to a good, solid start today?
Well, I mean, that goes with any game. It's always important to get off to a good start, builds confidence, and honestly, it just builds a lot of momentum. So I think both teams will look here to get started fast and just get things going.
Yeah, absolutely. So Christ School, like you mentioned, in white will be going from left to right on your screen. Charlotte Country Day, the Buccaneers will be going from right to left. And, talk about starting off quickly. One of the ways that Christ School has done that all year has been the play of Sean Dow at the face-off X. Sean Dow comes into the game with an absolute ridiculous face-off percentage of 82%. He's won 331, lost just 72 on the season, and this will be an important matchup to look at all game.
You're right, Bobby. It all starts with the face-off, and I think the team that controls the face-off ultimately controls the game. As Sean Dow right away wins the face-off, and the Greenies look here to start with the first offensive possession.
Yeah, Sean Dow, dangerous between the lines, gives it up. Now, offensively for Christ School, we see Sam Bassett, a freshman, comes into the game. 60 goals overall, set a freshman record. Joining him, as always, Davis Lindsay. We have Coles Manning. We also have Jack Fitch, Jack Harrison, and Parker Bird. So a press defense from the Buccaneers. And one of the things that we talked about with Coach Miles throughout this week was how great they were defensively as a squad. So that's Davis Lindsay with a good move there. Finds Jack Harrison. Thought about it, but will pull it out. So Greenies definitely going to take their time, be unselfish here. Defensively, right now, that's Sean Krupa playing D. That's Jack Harrison. Looks, shot, goes just wide. But Parker Bird there. Over to Coles Manning. And that's Jack Fitch on the far side of the field. Joined Christ School this year. 13 goals. He'll take a shot. Score! Jack Fitch had time. Great little spin move there, and Jack Fitch gets Christ School on the board just a minute, 14 seconds in. And, man, what a goal for Christ School to start this game off.
Yeah, and Jack Fitch, he's been great so far this season, a great addition to Christ School. It's always a big role to fill in the midfield each year. Midfield, it's always an important spot, especially when you have great attackmen, but to have a good supporting cast in the midfield is always helpful.
Yeah, back to the face-off X here. Sean Dow, 1 for 1. Let's see if he's able to get the Greenies off and running here. He does. Got a step on the defender. Makes someone miss. Thought about it. Sam Bassett. And it looks like that one went off the back post, off the head of Ian Firth in goal for Charlotte Country Day. And Christ School will restart possession. Nice job there, knocking it away from number 10, Thomas Shields. And the Buccaneers will look to get a clear.
I think another big important part for Christ School is putting some pressure on the clear.
Yeah, sorry to interrupt you. Graham Mitchell off and running. Near turnover there, but able to save it as number 41, Hunter Engel. So talk about getting those clears, Will.
Yeah, it's very important just to slow them down, prevent the fast break. I think Christ School, every year, I think Coach Miles really preaches the importance of that.
Yeah, Christ School had a great ride percentage throughout this year, really trying to make it difficult for the team to get the ball over the field, but a great job by Graham Mitchell and a great outlet from Ian Firth, the goalie. As defensively for Christ School, we see Marcus Berger, Hagen Brooks, Jack Fitch, alongside Kevin Masson, Spencer Dyer, and Will McNichols. Offensively for the Buccaneers, that's Taylor LaFar with the ball being guarded by the short stick, alongside Hunter Engel, Phelps Thomas, who goes down here. A couple Greenies trying to knock it away. And the shot goes just wide. Also on offense, Jarrett Bell, Peter Mazine, and Graham Mitchell, as we mentioned before. Hunter Engel, good slide there from Kevin Masson. Will McNichols playing defense right there. Great job by Hagen Brooks to get in on the hands, and Kevin Masson comes away with it.
Yeah, and Hagen Brooks, another senior who has progressed during his time at Christ School. From the beginning, wasn't the biggest, didn't have the biggest amount of minutes, but he's been great so far this year.
Yeah, 4-on-3 situation, but a great steal there by number 24, Nick Kleiderer. Hope I got that right. But, Greeny's got to have a 4-on-3 situation, able to jump the pass, and let's see if they're able to take advantage. And that is Phelps Thomas. Was looking upfield, surveying the field, looking for a teammate, decided to do it on his own. Then Phelps Thomas will tie the game up for Charlotte Country Day. 1-1, 8:33 left in the first quarter, and a beautiful goal from Country Day. And I feel like that was all started from the defensive side of the field.
Well, that just goes back to the ride. Christ School turning it over on the offensive side gives Country Day a fast break opportunity, and at that point, the defense is spread out. In the slide, it's just a long distance to cover. And at that point, Phelps Thomas just one-on-one right around the crease and scores.
Back to the face-off X is Sean Dow trying to get a number on their face-off guy. That's number five, Grant Larson. So just a freshman and a big, he's going to have his hands full today going against Sean Dow. So Sean Dow has been staying on the field quite a bit on offense as we see downhill Dode. Nobody's picked him up. He's going to take it on his own, but a great save there from Firth. And that's Sam Bassett on the far side of the field able to pick it up. Davis Lindsay with the ball here at the top. So Greeny's calling out a play for their guys on the field. Now 3 Christ School players out there right now, Jack Harrison, Sam Bassett, and Davis Lindsay, all over 58 goals on the season. So high-powered offense from Christ School, but a great defense from the Buccaneers so far this game and really all season, as they've only allowed 150. And a good save there from Firth. Let's see if the Greenies are able to get a ride. Firth bringing it up himself. That's Nick Kleiderer. Marcus Berger coming on to guard him. Tapped away from Kevin Masson and able to be picked up by Bo Hekimovich. Now, a great defense. We spent a lot of time talking about offense for Christ School, but the defense for Christ School has been incredibly solid all game, holding opponents to around 7 goals on the season. And they have guys going to Queens University, Utah, North Greenville, and our goalie, Bo Hekimovich, who started since he was in 8th grade, just a junior still. It will be headed to High Point in 2020. So while Christ School has scored over 330 goals on the season, we'd be remiss if not to mention how good the defense has been.
There's no question about that. And also, I think Christ School's done a great job. It's mostly due to Coach Miles, just the unforced turnovers and the smaller amount of penalties compared to in years past. Christ School this year has been more disciplined, I think, and I think that's going to help today if they can keep those penalties to a minimum.
Yeah, great job on a slide over there. Will Martin able to pick up the ground ball for the Buccaneers, who need to get it across midfield. That's number 10, Thomas Shields. He'll do it for Christ School, and he'll be defended by Andrew King. Number 20, Will Dodenhoff, I apologize. So we're seeing Coulter Calhoun for the first time. He's on the far side of the field, who gets the ball over to Sam Davis, guarded by Jack Fitch. So one of the things, rare turnover, first turnover of the game from either side. But one of the things that we talked about with Coach Miles is just the depth that they have at the midfielder position. A lot of short sticks who can play both ways, both offensively and defensively, as Hekimovich. I thought he was going to take it up for a second. Will, it's one of my favorite things. Jack Harrison from long range, good save from Firth, his 3rd of the game, and Lindsay will restart possession. Knocked away there. Great defense from number 12, Burke Logan, who's taken on the role of playing Lindsay. Jack Harrison, but another save. But a flag is up, so we'll see what this call is going to be.
Yeah, it looked like a late hit from the second slide of Country Day. Either way, though, I mean, Christ School's doing a good job so far, really testing Firth and his goalkeeping ability. He's done a good job, 4 saves now, but Christ School's going to have to do a better job of taking more selective shots and higher percentage.
For those of you guys interested in the track and field state championships right now, Christ School is up 85-80, about halfway through day 2. They just won the 4x2, so we'll be giving you updates there as well, as Greenies looking to go back-to-back from the state championship perspective for track as well. So great job by them to win the 4x2.
And that penalty was on number 43, Holden Bob, for Country Day.
That shot goes just wide by Davis Lindsay. Parker Bird, the sophomore from Cary, North Carolina, restarting possession. Lindsay to Jack Harrison, had time, hands free, but at the last second, a great job by number 40, James Welsh, to make life difficult for Harrison. That's Lindsay running after Firth. Oh, beautiful little spin move by number 12, Burke Logan. And, with the injury to Alfred Lett, we were told all right, so a timeout was called before the ball got knocked away, but we were told before the game that the best defender, someone who's going to have to take on a large role with the injury to Alfred Lett, would be Burke Logan, and I've been very impressed by him so far. He's kind of held Lindsay in check, or at least made it difficult for him to get a shot off, and we saw him do a great job of getting open there to get the ball across midfield. So we will be back shortly after this quick timeout. It is 1-1 in the state championship, 3:58 left in the first quarter.
So there will be 5 seconds left in the penalty for Country Day, so they'll be man down for just 5 seconds, but they do have possession.
Oh, so Jared Bell has been released. Graham Mitchell with the step, but gets knocked away at the last second there by Grant Majewski, who joined Christ School this year. Unfortunately, he dealt with quite a few injuries, I believe, to his quad earlier in the year, but if there's any time we'd like to have him back, it's now. As a great job, great clear and touch there by Spencer Dyer. And Greenie's now on offense. Majewski off, Parker Bird on. Great job by Majewski to do his job there. Parker Bird has time, but a good slide by Graham Mitchell to slow the Greenies down with 3:18 left in the first quarter.
I think Christ School coming out of that timeout is going to try to slow things down offensively. Instead of forcing any shots, they're going to try to run some plays, see how Country Day's defense is working. They did meet up earlier this season, these two teams.
Yeah, Christ School came away. It was a home game. Christ School came away with a 10-7 victory in that one. And it was a close game all the way through. Greenie's able to come away at the last second as Jack Harrison goes for it. Let's see. They're going to call a penalty. Will they call it a goal? He was in the crease. And let's see what the final call is. No goal, but we will have a push. So let's see who will retain possession here. A little bit of confusion on both sides. So, yeah, 30-second penalty on number 24, Nick Kleiderer, for a push in the back.
Yeah, and that's always a tricky call for the referees, especially with the new rule this year implemented that a player can dive as long as the ball is in the back of the net before they hit the ground inside the crease. But, I mean, it's always tricky, especially when a player is pushed.
Yeah, definitely a close call there. Not sure if he scored before getting pushed into the crease, but nonetheless, Greenies will have man up for just about 20 more seconds. Bassett, Lindsay, Harrison, Sean Dow, and Parker Bird. Let's see if the Greenies are able to come away with it. And they do. Parker Bird to Jack Harrison. Jack Harrison, give it to us one time. And a great goal there as the Greenies take advantage of a man up. And they lead now 2-1 with 2:24 left in the first quarter. And you got to take advantage of man up opportunities, especially in a game this close.
You're right. And even for a 30-second man up opportunity, you have to move the ball quickly. Not as much time to run set plays, but Christ School doing a great job there of getting a good shot. And that's what I was talking about earlier, a good selective shot that they can put away. And a player like Jack Harrison won't miss many of those.
Yeah, so great job. Good pass there from Parker Bird. He drew the slide, got rid of it. And Sean Dow fighting for it. And let's see who comes away with it. Mad hustle for the ball. Sometimes it comes into who wants it the most. And it looks like they're going to give the ball to Charlotte Country Day. So a lot of guys hustling for it there. First face-off loss for Christ School.
And Country Day answers right away. That was number 7, Jarrett Bell. Christ School defense just pushed all the way to the right side. A fast start for them and a quick response.
Yeah, face-offs, I mean, we talk about it all year. Face-offs are incredibly important. And, Charlotte Country Day able to take advantage of their first face-off win there, scoring. And talk about a quick response, Will. So 2:07 left, 2-2 in the state championship. It's been an exciting game so far. Certainly both teams playing great defense. A couple of shots been saved by Firth. I feel like only about 3 or 4 shot opportunities from Charlotte Country Day, but they're shooting a high percentage so far.
And Coach Miles, after that last face-off loss, decided to put Davis Lindsay down on the wing, which he does occasionally. He likes to put an attackman down just to bring a little more energy and hopefully get it into his hands right away, just as Christ School did right there.
Coles Manning thought about it from long range, made a couple against Ravenscroft on Tuesday. Over to Marcus Berger. Marcus Berger goes just high, but Greenies retained possession, 1:35 left in the first quarter. Jack Harrison, good defense there by number 12. No penalty called. Firth able to pick it up. Important last minute 20 for both teams as number 12, that's Burke Logan, once again played great defense for the Buccaneers. That's Reese Ryan bringing it across. 2 Greenies on him. No penalty called. Tough hit there, and that's just tough lacrosse.
Ross Oakley, though, turns it over, just trying to cross midfield after picking up the ground ball. So now Country Day is going to have possession here with just about a minute left in the first period.
You know, sometimes whether it's soccer or basketball, you hear coaches saying first two minutes and last 2 minutes of a quarter are the most important. And a great job by Christ School to force a turnover. So 52 seconds left. Good defense from both teams so far, trying to force turnovers, looking for offsides, and unfortunately, it did happen for Christ School. So sloppy last about 30 seconds for both teams. So that's on the far side of the field. 41, Hunter Engel with the ball. The refs blew the whistle. Let's see what the call is here. Hunter Engel right there. That's Jack Fitch playing defense. Plays both ways for Christ School. James Lilly now picking him up. He's headed to Southwestern in Texas next year to play lacrosse. Spencer Dyer taking over against Phelps Thomas, who scored the first goal for the Buccaneers. Good move there, but good defense.
And a great save
what
right there.
What a save. Can't even tell if that one was in the stick of number 21, but it looked like it just got, he tried to bat it in there. And we got 5 seconds left, 4, 3, and at the end of the first quarter, the score will be Christ School 2, Charlotte Country Day 2. And I feel like a pretty solid quarter from both teams trying to feel each other out. Will, if you saw anything from this quarter, what do you think you saw?
Just a difference in shot selection. I think Christ School started off forcing a lot of shots. Country Day doing a great job of limiting their shots, but making them high percentage shots. And I think as well, both teams, like you said, towards the end of the first quarter, just got a little careless. I think obviously it's a state championship game and things might get chippy, but both teams, I think, are starting to really get into the game, and I think as well the emotion.
Back to the face-off X to start the second quarter. Sean Dow, Grant Larson, and Sean Dow is now 5 of 6 on the game, but still it is a tie game. So Christ School with the ball. That's number 18, Coles Manning. Will Dodenhoff takes a shot. Firth has been fantastic for the Buccaneers. So I'd be remiss to not mention we had a WASP situation to start the second quarter in the booth. It has now been handled, so we're back. And good touch there. That's Graham Mitchell with the ball. Graham Mitchell, the senior leader for the Buccaneers. Jarrett Bell scored for the Buccaneers earlier. Joining him on offense, we have number 21, Peter Mazine, coming around. Oh, that's going to be a tough shot, but goes just wide. An open shot opportunity for Phelps Thomas, unable to put it home, but a great play. Good move there, knocked away by Hagen Brooks, who's been incredibly solid for Christ School thus far. And, honestly, a lot of times we don't see the opposing team trying to ride Christ School, but they've done a good job making it really difficult for Christ School to get the clear as Andrew King bringing it up. Good defense from Jarrett Bell. and he's going to think about it. Andrew King puts it home. Andrew King, dangerous between the lines, and he proves why. And a huge goal for Andrew King and Christ School. And when we talk about a time to get your first goal on the season, it's in the state championship. And Andrew King puts one home, went 5-hole, and the Greenies now lead 3-2 over Charlotte Country Day. What a play by Andrew King.
Yeah, great job. I mean, Andrew King picked the ball up at the restraining line and just took his time, took it all the way. Had to be tired after that one, but a great play by Andrew King and a great finish. So Sean Dow now at the face-off spot, wins it easily, and now a fast break opportunity for Christ School as Davis Lindsay finds himself inside. And they're going to call a in the crease violation on Lindsay. Looked like he might have been pushed, but nonetheless, Country Day now with a chance to clear. And it looked, I mean, Country Day right now is actually, no, Christ School wanted an offsides call, but Country Day only had 6. And now I believe Peter Mazine at X, guarded by Marcus Berger.
Yeah, Marcus Berger, a senior from Raleigh, North Carolina, in his last game as a Greenie. He's been fantastic all year, continuing to play tough defense here, forcing him to give it up. That's Jared Bell, dangerous. Kevin Masson, who's been huge for Christ School this year, guarding him tight, getting in on the hands, making life difficult. Taylor LaFar surveying the field. McNichols on him. Phelps Thomas puts it home. What a pass and score. Phelps Thomas, his second goal of the game on a gorgeous pass from Taylor LaFar.
Yeah, and I think Christ School's defense just got caught ball watching right there, especially behind X with your back turned against your opponent. I mean, it's hard to watch both, but a good pass nonetheless, like you said.
So Greenies now 6 of 7 or 7 of 8 from the faceoff X. Really need to take advantage. And a rare turnover from Sean Dow, giving it up there. And the Buccaneers momentarily off to the races. But they're going to get a timeout. So a good minute here from the Buccaneers, who have responded every time Christ School has scored a goal. They were up 1-0, then it was 1-1, 2-1, 2-2, and so forth. So the Buccaneers really playing well here in the second quarter.
I think a big thing on that last face-off was Sean Dow continuously, and it's not a problem as long as you can pick up the ground ball right away, but when a face-off guy scoops it back, it's always difficult because you have the other team's attack leaving the restraining box and coming and helping with defense. So we've noticed Sean Dow a couple times goes forward, but to alternate it would be a good call on his behalf. But so far he's done a great job. And Christ School, they've got to help him get open right after he wins a faceoff.
Yeah, I think that's one of the things the Buccaneers probably saw throughout this year. We mentioned that 82% win percentage from the faceoff X. And, you can't let Sean Dow get the ball moving forward. And if you can really lock off the guys on the side, you can see here they've certainly been more successful than other teams have in the past, with it being 3-3. 8:21 left in the first half, and it's been a good game from both teams. I can't say it's been there haven't been its sloppy moments, but certainly, if you ask Charlotte Country Day where they want it to be halfway through the second quarter, I think this is a place where they thought they could be successful. So restarting possession will be Taylor LaFar for Country Day right in front of us. Defensively, we have Berger, McNichols, Brooks, Masson, Andrew King, and Spencer Dyer. Offensively, number 45, Coulter Calhoun, Hunter Engel, Phelps, LaFar, over to Phelps. Buccaneers just, great catch there by Mitchell to save the turnover. And I feel like the Bucs are just doing a fantastic job here with their cuts, really making Greenies turn their head. And Greenie's been caught sleeping a couple times so far.
Yeah, and so far, if you've noticed, Charlotte Country Day has been doing a lot of their offense through X, which is successful, especially when, like you said, they're making these cuts.
Yeah, Greenie's got to continue to get their sticks up. Hekimovich needs to let guys know where the offensive players are.
And Christ School's actually switched to zone defense right now.
And one of the things we see from Christ School when they're in a man-up situation is how well they pass the ball. Just been very impressed by the Buccaneers so far as they continue to move the ball. They know that they have to be unselfish to win this game, and they have been so far. Phelps went for the shot, got knocked down there, and Greenie's able to come away with it. Greenie's looking to see who can get open. Ball over to Kevin Masson. Back to Hekimovich. Hekimovich will bring it up. Sees Marcus Berger. Good hustle from both teams. Marcus Berger off to the races. Dangerous shot. Saved. Firth has been impressive. I want to say that's either 5 or 6 on the season. And 5 or 6 in the game, not the season. And, if he continues to play like this, he's going to help put these Buccaneers in the right position. Mazine over to Bell. And the Greenies have been on defense far longer than they normally are at this point in a game. So testament to the Buccaneers offense and defense for that matter.
Yeah, and I think the last couple of shot selections that Christ School has taken has just been fast break, going quickly, which they like to do, but against a team like this, you're going to have to slow it down a little bit and take some better shots.
And two names offensively we have not said today, which normally by this point we would have said quite a bit, are freshman Sam Bassett and junior Davis Lindsay. So great job by the Buccaneers. The two leading scorers for Christ School as Phelps Thomas with the ball gives it up. Buccaneers continuing to move it. So if you can keep names like Davis Lindsay and Jarrett Bell with the dodge, thought about it, good slide from Masson. You can keep those guys off the board. You have a chance to win this game, and that's why we find ourselves at 3-3. Phelps Thomas thought about it again. Taylor LaFar off the edge of the post, and a great job hustling from Bo Hekimovich to get possession back for Christ School. But once again, we see the Buccaneers right there to make life difficult to get this ball above the field, and they are pressing everywhere on the field. And Jeff Miles doesn't like what he sees here. He'll call a timeout. So with 4:38 left in the second quarter, 3 for Charlotte Country Day, 3 for Christ School. Now, Will, if I had told you at this point in the game there would only be total of 6 goals scored to be 3-3, what would you have said?
Well, I would have been a little shocked just with the attack that Christ School has. And, I know in previous years, and they preach it every year, they like to get off to a fast start. They like to keep the momentum going, high energy, and I think Christ School right now is just they're acting a little slow, but I think Coach Miles with this timeout and with halftime coming up, I think he'll give them a few words to get them motivated.
And I think the one thing that sometimes can be overlooked is experience. And we talked about 14 seniors, but, Christ School, and actually there's only one person in this game who has played in 4 consecutive state championships, and that's our goalie, Bo Hekimovich. But for the majority of the players here, this is their 2nd or 3rd state championship. But I will tell you, the Buccaneers played in one 2 years ago, and I don't see any sort of nervousness from them, which is very impressive. They're on the road, traveling to Christ School, and, coming into the game, certainly as the 3 seed, they'd be looked at as underdogs. But with the way that they're playing today, both teams are incredibly even, and I feel like this is going to be a 1 or 2 goal game at the end either way. So an important last 4 minutes here in the second quarter to figure out what's going to, how the second half might shake out. So let's see what the Greenies drew up here, trying to get the ball over midfield. And let's see what the Buccaneers can do to try and stop that. So Dyer over, Davis Lindsay coming over to get the ball, but they read it the whole way. Spencer Dyer with a good dodge here, and he's going to bring it up. Somebody's looking for the slide, Jack Harrison, and I think the Greenies will slow things down. Defense has spent a lot of time playing it, and they need a little bit of a rest here, so let's see what Christ School is able to do. Rotations have been fantastic for the Buccaneers. That's Nick Clydare against Parker Bird. Jack Fitch coming on the field for the Greenies, being guarded by Grant Larson, Will Martin. Davis Lindsay, Coles Manning, Sam Bassett in the middle of the field. Sometimes he gets lost out there or they lose him, but they have not today, knowing that he's coming in with 62 goals on the season. Great hands there by Bassett to save the turnover. Davis Lindsay behind the goal. Tough defense here. Thought about it. Shot off the inside of the post. And a good hustle from Firth. And the Buccaneers will keep the ball.
Yeah, and a lot of these shots just going right at Firth. I mean, he's still doing a great job of standing tall and staying in the cage, but great hustle right there as well. And a great ride right there by Jack Harrison to force a turnover. Couldn't pick up the ground ball, but Kevin Mazon does.
Kevin Mazon. All right, hold on. It looks like. All right, so that's going to be a personal foul. Not sure who the number was on. All right, so they called an interference on White. Buccaneers will take over. Graham Mitchell restarting possession for the Buccaneers. We're down to 2:42 in the second quarter. Graham Mitchell, great job getting the ball over there. Gorgeous day here on the campus of Christ School. Commencement weekend. Graduation is tomorrow, so a lot of senior parents here to cheer on the Greenies, and the Buccaneers trying to do their best to ruin commencement weekend and ruin the chance at a three-peat here. And I've been very impressed all day from the Buccaneers on both sides of the ball. Dodenhoff looking to get open in the middle of the field. He does. When he gets the ball, he just goes as hard as he can to the cage. Doing that here, able to get a touch, and he will give it up to Sam Bassett.
So now just under 2 minutes left. Christ School really going to slow it down, trying to make this a good possession, get one maybe goal right before halftime, and get some momentum back.
Yeah, we talked a little bit before the game about injuries, and unfortunately Alfred Letts, Fort Country Day, and Zach Grindy on the sideline, both wishing that they would have the opportunity to play in this game. But, they know that their teammates are trying to work as hard as they can to win this game for them, as the Buccaneers able to get a steal. Graham Mitchell coming away with it. 1:16 left. And a broken stick there for Phelps Thomas. Rarely see that one. And Will McNichols, as we mentioned, headed to Utah with a big play. And Christ School will call a timeout here. So with with a minute left in the first half. They are going to draw something up here to try and get a good shot off. And we'll be back right after this timeout. So a big minute here for both teams as we are tied here in the 2019 Division I NCISAA State Championship. Greenie's looking to score here to take a one-goal lead heading into the half. Buccaneers hoping to force a turnover. Ian Firth in goal has been solid. Had a great game. We knew he was solid coming in, but he has not let the Buccaneers down, saving about 6 or 7 goals so far, making life difficult for Christ School. So a big possession for him and for the Buccaneers defense. That's Davis Lindsay on the far side of the field.
Now just 35 seconds. Christ School's definitely just going to settle for one last shot.
Yeah, as they should. Smart to do that.
But I think here they're going to look for a one-on-one ISO with Davis Lindsay. 15 seconds now.
Davis Lindsay getting in there. Good slide from number 8. And all right, so they didn't call a penalty.
5 seconds now.
Parker Bird with the dodge gets knocked away. And we will go into the half with a score of 3-3. Charlotte Country Day with a great defensive possession. They're fired up. Greenies were looking for a foul there, but we are even Stevens heading into the second half. 3-3 overall. And if you look at kind of body language so far between these two teams, what are you seeing, Will?
I just see that Christ School, I think, sometimes, especially after a big victory in the semifinals, you get this confidence level that things are going to run smoothly for you the next game and you'll be able to score just as many goals. But Country Day doing a great job. I think they're fired up right now. Holding Christ School to 3 goals in one half is always impressive. And so I think Christ School, they're going to have to come up with a new game plan against the Bucks going forward into the second half.
Yeah, and I really think they just need to continue to move the ball. The Buccaneers have been fantastic so far defensively. Their rotations are quick, slides are good, but we haven't called the names of Sam Bassett. We haven't called the name of Davis Lindsay on the scoring or assist sheet. So if the Buccaneers are able to continue to make life difficult for those two guys, I think they're going to continue to be successful. So, let's look to see in the second half what they're going to do. 24 minutes left for a state championship. Things are as close as they could possibly be, and I've just been really impressed so far from Charlotte Country Day. But we'll be back in a little bit to bring you the second half, and things are, this is exciting. Will, and once again, I just want to say we're happy to have you here, and it's good to have you back next to me in the booth.
Thank you. I'm glad to be back.
Good afternoon, Greenie fans. Thank you so much for joining us for the 2019 NCISAA D1 Lacrosse State Championship. I'm Ross Weathersby, class of 10, here with Bobby Long, our lead commentator for lacrosse these past 2 years. As some of you might know, Bobby will be moving on to Crystal Springs School in San Francisco next year. We are incredibly sad to see him go, but also so thankful for what he has contributed to Christ School and CSBN. I usually stay behind the scenes, but if you'll forgive me, viewers, I prepared some things I'd like to say to honor Bobby's last broadcast with us. Bobby, you have supported me and CSBN in a variety of ways during your time here, ways in which I am unbelievably grateful. We really started working together about 2.5 years ago when we all got together to discuss the possibility of producing a documentary of the 2017 lacrosse season. From the get-go, you were enthusiastic and willing to lend a hand in whatever way you could. You learned how to run our cameras, and you studied hours of other lacrosse documentaries, all without hesitation. And when we thankfully won the state championship that year, you dove right into more than 250 hours of game footage. Your expert direction of the lacrosse documentary is what made it possible for me to produce the final finished product. I simply could not have done it without you. And when we started broadcasting lacrosse last year, you jumped right back in the saddle. You also coached younger commentators with a grace that could not be matched. Your expert commentary in lacrosse is something I will miss dearly next year. So with all of this in mind, I'd like to present you with the first ever honorary award for your 4 years of directing and commentary work with CSBN. Thank you so much for everything.
Goodness, you got to be kidding me.
Yeah. Let's give it up for Bobby.
Unbelievable, man. Wow.
Show it to the viewers there, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, man. Wow. I can honestly say was not expecting this. Ross and the rest of the CSBN crew and those listening, these last 4 years at Christ School have been absolutely phenomenal. To be a part of quite a few state championships, but also all of these live streams, whether it's basketball or soccer this year, now baseball, and especially lacrosse. It's been so special to me, and I'm really going to miss this place. From the mountains of Western North Carolina to the ocean, I guess, in San Francisco. I'm never going to forget what it means to be a Greenie, and certainly I guess it'll be 1:30 my time on the Pacific coast. I'll be checking in to see how the Greenies are doing. So, man, Ross, it's certainly been a pleasure to work with you, and like I said, I'm going to miss this place. It's certainly bittersweet to be moving on, but man, I am so grateful, and I sincerely appreciate this. This means a lot, man.
You're so welcome. Thank you.
All right, buddy. Thanks, man. Oh, God.
We'll be back in a bit.
It's really gratifying for me as a coach who started the program, but I think even more so the players that have played here for the past 16 years, not just this team, but guys that played in 2002, 2003, and so on. It solidified in how important this experience was for so many, and I think that's why I coach. You want this to be something important, something memorable. And something that you can look back on years later and be proud of. And I think that's what we've done, and I think our players this year have been able to link alums from all years and celebrate it.
All right, let's give it up for the first time in school history.
I knew in the locker room this would be ours today. So proud of the effort, from November on, every single one of you. Today was emblematic of who we are. Everyone played their role perfectly, and we got it done, boys. First ever state championship. Let's go!
1, 2, 3, together!
All right, as you guys saw on the break, 4 of our fantastic employees here will be retiring or moving on to a new school. Mary Jane and Lee Harris here for a combined 59 years, along with Father Brown and Coach Miles, the head coach of the varsity program, totaling 100 years of service here. And, those of you who either went to school here, we would appreciate just a donation to thank them for all of the amazing times and years that they've spent here. And we're grateful for all of their service as well, as we are back for the start of the second half. Mad scrum for the ball here as Kevin Masson comes away with it. And Sean Dow has been great from the face-off circle. I believe probably around 80%, maybe 90% of the game, but still the game remains tied 3-3. A flag is on the field, so we'll see what the call is here.
And it's going to be too many men for Country Day. They had 7 players on the field. Or actually, it's just going to be offsides. So that's going to be a technical 30 seconds.
Yeah, last time Christ School was able to score was in a man-up situation. So we'll see if they can take advantage here. But certainly not the way you want to start off a second half man down, just 34 seconds into the half. Jack Fitch, Bassett, Parker Bird, Lindsay, Harrison. Sean Dow thought about it, but Ian Firth continues his excellent play from the goalie position, getting another save.
And for Christ School to take an outside shot like that, not the best selection, especially on man up.
Hagen Brooks trying to get in the hands of Graham Mitchell, but he brings it across with no issues there. And the Buccaneers will have their first possession of the second half with LaFar, Mazine, Bell, Sam Davis, Phelps Thomas, and Graham Mitchell. Defensively, Sean Dow, Hagen Brooks, Spencer Dyer, Kevin Masson, Grant Majewski, and as always, Will McNichols. Good move there, looking for an offensive player. Looking for Phelps Thomas, but a kick save there by Bo Hekimovich. But Buccaneers keep possession. Good job there by Majewski to lock off number 7, Jared Bell. That's Phelps Thomas coming around, shot right into the chest of Bo Hekimovich. And 2 goalies here having great performances for both teams. Risky pass there. Phelps Thomas took a swipe at it, unable to give it. Kevin Masson bringing it up for the Greenies over to Will Dodenhoff. Turnover. Graham Mitchell comes away with it momentarily, but that's number 43, Holden Bob. But knocked away from Jack Fitch. Both teams trying to get the ball, but Sam Bassett unable to corral it for Christ School. Buccaneers with the ball now.
So Country Day now with another possession. Last one ended up with Hekimovich getting 2 saves and Christ School clearing it in an immediate turnover, but still looking for the first goal of this second half as number 45, that was Coulter Calhoun, shoots right into Hekimovich.
Yeah, they've had a couple of, that was a great opportunity that they were unable to come away with. Hekimovich able to get it. Berger not using 2 hands. Looks like we had about a 5-on-4 situation. Phelps Thomas with the ball. Good slide from Masson, and McNichols gives it up. Number 21, Peter Mazine. But an even better defense, didn't see him, was Andrew King. Berger able to corral it this time, and he is off to the races. Got guys behind him. King to Majewski. So a couple of defenders on the field for Christ School looking to get Jack Fitch and Parker Bird on the field. That's Parker Bird, lefty, with it right now on the right side of the field. Sam Bassett, Davis Lindsay. You know, every time we've seen Christ School score so far this game, the Buccaneers have done a great job with a quick response. But we do know Christ School can score in bunches. And so if they can put 1 or 2 goals together, look for that confidence to rise, especially with this home crowd, as that's Davis Lindsay. Makes a move, gets hit, keeps it, tries to throw it over the shoulder. Not the best shot opportunity. And now that's number 8. That's Reese Ryan on the move with it. And a penalty on the field. So 3-on-2, gives it up. Bell over to Phelps Thomas. Phelps Thomas off the inside of the goal. And man, what an opportunity missed for the Buccaneers. Oh my goodness. I mean, he had an open goal there. And that shot went right off the inside of the post. Would have put them up 4-3 and a man-up situation. But nonetheless, it'll be man up.
Yeah, like you said, a big-time missed opportunity for the Buccaneers. Could be a momentum swinger, but Country Day is going to have a man-up opportunity. So their first man-up opportunity, Christ School's first penalty of the game.
Yeah, 7:06, 5 minutes of scoreless third-quarter lacrosse. Phelps Thomas thought about it, have plenty of man-up time left, want to make sure they get a great shot. Jarrett Bell to Graham Mitchell, surveying, looking for cutters. Taylor LaFar over to Jarrett Bell. He's got time, but Will McNichols, looks like Hekimovic fell there, accidentally hit Peter Mazine with the stick. Thought there was going to be a foul, but definitely incidental contact. All right, so Buccaneers looking for a push there. Penalty has nearly been killed. Bo Hekimovic with it now, telling his guys to get down the field. Good move there. Hekimovic looking over to Marcus Berger, but a uncharacteristic turnover for Hekimovic. And, I just feel like Greenies really aren't playing their lacrosse right now, Will.
You're exactly right. Christ School looks like the penalty was killed, but you got to take care of the ball. So they'll be on defense yet again.
Yeah, they've spent quite a bit of time on defense so far this game. That's Graham Mitchell on the far side of the field with the ball. And they're taking their time. Charlotte Country Day fans getting into it here. And the Christ School fans looking for something to cheer for. And it's been well over 12 minutes since their last goal was scored. Kevin Masson trying to get in on the hands of Graham Mitchell. That's Taylor LaFar with it here against Spencer Dyer, spreading out the offense. That's number 45, Coulter Calhoun with the ball. The senior midfielder has a step, looking for a slide, and throws it away. But the ball looks like it might remain.
It's going to be a crease violation on the Bucks, actually. So Christ School now with a chance to clear.
Lindsay with the ball, tiptoes the sidelines, looking for a foul. Didn't get it. He's moving. Graham Mitchell gets back inside.
There will be a delayed offsides call on the Bucks, but Christ School now with a chance. 2 penalties now that are going to go against the Bucks. One's going to be a push. The other one's going to be offside. Both technical 30s. We'll wait for the official call, though.
Yeah, so there have been a couple times that we've seen in this game that players have been pushed into the crease. 2 penalties were called. One was a near score that they took off. And Davis Lindsay now all covered in dirt as he fell completely into the crease or was pushed into the crease, waiting on the 2 calls to see who will sit and for how long. but it remains 3-3, 4:37 left in the third quarter. So the refs are on their way to the scorer's table. All right, so 2 men down until 4:07 on the clock. Huge possession for both teams. Certainly the Buccaneers will be running on the field as quickly as possible to get back in it. But 2 men down, this is a situation where you must score in a close game. And 3-3, no goals scored for about 12 minutes. This is about as close as it can possibly get. As Harrison, we see number 10, Keith Zugelhor, alongside Sam Bassett, Sean Dow, Jack Fitch, and Davis Lindsay.
Yeah,
sorry, go ahead.
Christ School, you definitely have to take advantage of this. You're 2 men up just for another 20 seconds, but you've got to get something on the board here.
Keith thought about it. Jack Harrison moving. Sam Bassett with the ball. 2 seconds left in the penalty. Sean Dow shoots. That goes wide. And now there's 4:08 on the clock, so 1 second until they're allowed to be released. Here it is. They're running on the field. They should be running on the field. They weren't paying attention. That's Jack Harrison, bouncer, and it is just wide. So,
Christ School now is 1 of 4 on man-up opportunities, which is not what you want to see.
No, Sam Bassett missed it there. And, it looked like there was some confusion from the Buccaneers coaching staff. Looks like they should have had another man-up situation. Oh, it might have snuck in. It didn't. But Ian Firth, another save. He's over double digits for the day. And if there's an MVP so far of the game, it is Ian Firth. Davis Lindsay with it, looking, surveying. Sam Bassett was open, didn't find him. Turnover. And a really sloppy couple minutes here, unable to take advantage of the man up. Then gives it away. And now we are going to have a fast break opportunity. That is Will Martin off to the races. McNichols able to come over. And Jack Fitch does a great job as well. So certainly I feel like you can feel the tension on the sidelines from both teams. We can see the fans from both teams cheering their teams on. But a lot of tension as I'm sure some Greenies fans didn't think the game would be this close. But we said from the get-go, Will, that the Buccaneers of Charlotte Country Day were coming in here, weren't looking at themselves as the underdogs, and they certainly have not played like it so far this game. To Phelps Thomas, shot it, went off the foot of Hekimovich, but the Greenies keep it. That's Andrew King coming away with the important ground ball, and a timeout will be called by Coach Miles. So 2:19 remaining in the third quarter, still 3-3. Both teams playing their hearts out here on the campus of Christ School. And, man, Will, what have you seen so far in this third quarter from either team?
Well, so far it's just been back and forth turnovers, but honestly, both teams doing a good job getting back on defense, doing a good job as well sliding. I think that's always important. If your defense can slide early and rotate quickly, it's going to be hard for the other team to score and get good shots, but I think both teams just struggling a little bit right now in the third quarter.
In our first conversations with Coach Miles this year, we asked, what are you looking for? And certainly they set goals. They don't want to talk about winning the state championship as one of their goals to start the season off. But he said really that we have to play Christ School lacrosse and not worry about the teams that come in here to play or the teams they face on the road. But honestly, having watched all 21 of their games so far this year, it really doesn't feel like they're playing Christ School lacrosse at this moment. I feel like they're a little timid, but at the same time, you got to give it up to the Bucks of Charlotte Country Day, who have been great on offense, and they have been even better on defense. And Ian Firth in goal, has to be the MVP so far for both teams. So through 13 events at the state championship for lacrosse, or excuse me, for track, Christ School is in second place, finds themselves down 14 points. We'll continue to keep you updated there as well. Now it's Phelps Thomas. Been huge for the team. Shot, save, another save by Bo Hekimovich. And the goalies for these teams, it is hard to describe how well they have played. This is a defensive battle from both teams. That's Davis Lindsay, gets hit in the head, and he goes down there. But that's going to be a penalty. Is that going to be a 1 minute penalty, Will?
Yeah, it looks like it's going to be, I believe, a cross check to the head. So they're just going to call cross check, 1 minute. And Christ School now going to go man up for the 5th time this game.
Yeah, dangerous play there. And, you see it every game. I certainly wasn't intending to hit Davis like that, near the head area. But he will have to sit down for a minute is Phelps Thomas. So Christ School will really need to take advantage of this minute. So number 8, Reese Ryan will be down until 48 seconds left in the third quarter. Big possession for both teams here. Jack Fitch in the middle of the field had his hands free momentarily, but got knocked at the last second. But a good shot for Christ School, just wide. Sean Dow will restart possession, joining Bassett, Bird, Fitch, Harrison, and Lindsay. That's Lindsay behind the goal. Over to Sean Dow. Jack Harrison had time, thought about it, but good defense there by number 43, Holden Bob. Over the goal, shot, bouncer, scores! Huge goal for Christ School in the man up as Davis Lindsay with the assist. Jack Harrison with the all-important man up goal to put the Greenies up 4-3, and a huge goal for Christ School. And they find themselves now in the lead by 1, 4-3. So the Christ School faithful had been waiting for well over 15 minutes for a goal, and Jack Harrison able to give them what they wanted. Great pass from Lindsay to find Harrison. So back to the face-off X, 1:07 left. Sean Dow comes away with it. Big play here. Looks for the offensive player. Finds it, Sam Bassett. And Sam Bassett unable to get the save because Ian Firth continues to do what he's been doing. And he went down momentarily holding his knee, but he's up now. Good to see Firth up, but a huge save. And that would have been a big shot for Christ School, Will.
Yeah, you can see neither team so far really been able to take complete control of the momentum, but that one really would have helped Christ School. But again, another big-time save.
Yeah, he's been great. So impressed by Ian Firth throughout this game. Just a 9th grader. My goodness, that's the first time I've seen that. What a game from the 9th grader from Charlotte Country Day. We're going to have to be dealing with him for the next 3 years. As Graham Mitchell with the ball, we are under 10 seconds. 9, 8. That's Jared Bell. Got to get a slide here. He's looking. Gets knocked away. Now we're at 1 second left. And I will tell you, Jared Bell got that pass in there. Almost gave number 41, Hunter Engel, the opportunity to score. But heading into the fourth quarter and the final 12 minutes of not only 14 seniors' careers, but Coach Miles, who's been with Christ School for the last 18 years. Just 12 minutes remain for the state championship. And my goodness, what a quarter, a lot of tension there as just 1 goal was scored in the third quarter.
Yeah, I think this might have to be the lowest scoring Christ School game I've ever attended.
Yeah, certainly was a surprise. Like we mentioned, that first game was a 10-7 game. I kind of thought in terms of goals scored, we would see 10-9. We might see 10-8 in either direction. And to be going into the fourth quarter at 4-3, certainly a surprise. But we were told all week long about the Charlotte Country Day defense, and how great they are. And what's scary to think is that their best defensive player isn't even out there because he was hurt with the torn ACL. So, just some of these players for Country Day have really stepped up here and made life difficult. And I just can't say enough about their goalie as well. Just a ninth grader, Ian Firth, who's been incredible. A lot of short-range goals scored by or saved by him. So 12 minutes left for the state championship. Will, how are you feeling here?
It should be an interesting quarter. I think it's going to be maybe a little more strategic, not as fast-paced. Country Day still has 2 timeouts remaining, and Christ School only has 1, which could be a factor, especially with a close-scoring game. But I think the real important thing is everything starts at this face-off. See who gets first possession, who can win this momentum to start the fourth quarter. And Sean Dow now wins it, going forward, finds Harrison.
Davis over to Sean Dow. Another, looked like it was off the inside of the post. Greenie's trying to come away with it. They do. Jack Harrison over to Jack Fitch. Thought about shooting it from long range. They'll slow it down. And now Davis Lindsay with the ball. So not sure if that was saved or it was off the inside of the post. But a huge opportunity missed. Yeah, Will, we haven't really had too many close games here on the Christ School campus so far. Sam Bassett gets a step shot, scores! Sam Bassett. And we've been waiting to call his name, but thanks to Jack Harrison finding him, the Greenies now take for the first time a 2-goal lead. And Sam Bassett came into this game shooting 60% shooting percentage, but had missed 4 or 5 this game. And, sometimes they say whether it's a basketball player who isn't shooting well, shooters got to shoot, and sometimes you just got to see one go in. And so Sam Bassett is on the board, and the Greenies are up 2. 11:09 remaining in the fourth quarter of the Division I state championship.
And like I said, it starts with the face-off. That face-off win by Sean Dow gave Greenies first possession, gave him a good shot.
Yeah, so big face-off win for Grant Larson, able to get the ball for the Buccaneers. So they'll have their first possession of the fourth quarter, trailing by 2. That's number 2, Taylor LaFar behind the goal. Short stick on him. Grant Mitchell shoots, scores! Graham Mitchell rips one. Goes low, and it goes but under the legs of Bo Hekmovich. And they were looking for a response. They found it not just 1 minute later. Graham Mitchell, the senior, able to score that one. And don't know if anyone even saw that one. That was a hard shot ball.
Yeah, Taylor Farr right there from X, just trying to draw the second slide and does a good job. Christ School drops down a little low, which leaves Graham Mitchell open from an outside shot. Good shot. So Christ School's lead cut to 1 now.
Yeah, the Bucks have done a great job responding, and that was a huge response from Graham Mitchell. Let everyone know you need to guard me wherever I am on the field. And a beautiful shot, able to find the back of the net as Will Dodenhoff coming on the field full speed. But good job there by number 10, Thomas Shields, to make up that ground. And now Parker Bird with the ball. Joining him, the senior Coles Manning, the senior Will Dodenhoff, Sam Bassett, Jack Harrison, Davis Lindsay. Not many close games have happened. I think I said this earlier here on campus this year. Greenies have been real tough as Ian Firth with another save. Sam Bassett picks it up. Another save by Ian Firth. And my goodness, Ian Firth single-handedly keeping the Buccaneers in this game. Don't know if he's putting together his high school highlight tape yet, But I would start with this state championship game as single-handedly keeping the Buccaneers in this game. Davis Lindsay, alley-oop from Jack Harrison. Davis Lindsay with his first goal, 68th on the season, and a beautiful pass from Jack Harrison in his last game as a Greenie. That's number 11, headed to Lafayette next year to play Division I lacrosse. And it looked like Davis got a good pick, able to jump up in the air, corral it, and shoot that one home. Beautiful goal for Christ School. And 3 goals already scored in the first 2.5 minutes of this quarter. We might end up getting that 10-9 score we were talking about.
Yeah, I guess I was wrong at the beginning, thinking it was going to be a slow fourth quarter. Both teams coming out fast right now. Sean Dow with another face-off win. He's just been excellent so far today.
Yeah, definitely the Greenie's not in this, if he isn't playing as well as he has, but an unfortunate turnover picked up there. A couple Greenies on it. Oh, my goodness gracious. It looks like he went down and may have hit someone's knee on the way down. He is getting up right now, but that was a tough hit. Looking for a penalty call, but nothing there. We'll see what happens here, but my goodness gracious. Looks like he's trying to shake the cobwebs off. The trainers will attend to him. That's number 42, Sean Krupa, the senior defenseman. And as he was coming down, it looks like may have taken a knee to the head. So, man, I hope he's all right.
Christ School now with a chance to add to their lead. As we've noticed so far, Harrison really leading the offense this afternoon, doing a great job. Most possessions going through him.
Yeah, he has really come on for the Greenies this year. The stats speak for themselves. 60 goals, 39 assists, and just excellent leadership. One of the nicest guys on campus. And like we said, headed to Lafayette next year. But he is having what has been a fantastic last 12 games of the season, a leader for the team. As a long ditch pass made there to number 22, shot scores. Not something you see often, but a pass to Sam Davis, able to corral it, and now it is 6-5. And when you get that close to the goal, very difficult for the goalie to stop. And beautiful outlet and the finish there. So 7:54 left in the fourth quarter. 4 goals scored this quarter already, and things are heating up here on the campus of Christ School. Grant Larson nearly coming away with a face-off win. That's Keith Zugelhor, but another turnover. And this is where the Greenies really need to calm down, realize that they've been here before, and just take care of the ball. But, turnovers happen. You just got to push through it. So Graham Mitchell with the ball, Peter Mazine over to Hunter Engel.
The Bucks now with a chance to tie it up.
Phelps to Mitchell, scored from there seconds ago. Peter Mazine, Bucks moving the ball well. Oh, has a step, thought about it, shot, saved. Bo Hekimovich. And that's Andrew King with it now, getting chased down, gives it away. That's Ross Oakley, the defensive end for the Christ School football team with the ball here. And looks like they've decided to call a timeout.
Which is unfortunate for Christ School because that is their last timeout.
Is it really?
Yes. So Christ School now going to have to be careful going forward, especially in those situations, trying to clear the ball. I think maybe a little confusion. A lot of players trying to get off the field.
So we're looking here. Excuse me, that's the prelims. I'm trying to check on the track state finals. Greenies are, like we said, trailing Providence Day by 14 points. However, they're heading into the 400-meter finals where they qualified 1, 2, 3 overall, which would be a big day for the Greenies if they're able to come away with 24 points in that event.
So Hekimovic now to start Christ School with the ball, and looks like Spencer Dyer just tried to find Lindsay on the run but turns it over, and that's twice now we've seen Christ School come out of a timeout and immediately turn it over. Not what you want to see, especially when you're using your final timeout in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, it's an interesting play. You don't want to fault aggressiveness because that's a play that we've seen work before. Had Davis been able to corral that, he's one-on-one with the goalie, and that's something you will take every time. But unfortunately, that turnover puts them in a bad position. All right, timeout called by the Bucks. 6:21 left, and as you can imagine, in a close game, things are getting a little heated here. But captains talking to their players here. Refs trying to take control of this game. Things are, as we said, both teams want to win this game. And we'll be back after this timeout. All right, restarting possession is, I believe, that's number 21, Peter Mazine. Nope, sorry, Jarrett Bell. So big possession for the Buccaneers, trailing by 1. But they've got their star lineup in here. Hunter Engel, Phelps, Mitchell, Taylor LaFar, Cutter. Couldn't find him. But I'm assuming that was the play that they drew up. And it nearly worked as Phelps came through the middle, kind of looking for the quick hitter. And the ref called time. I think a couple balls are close to the end line. Now they're going to get a ball switch. Anyway, back in it, under 6, 5:57. Jarrett Bell to Graham Mitchell. Draw the defender. Hunter Engel. Jarrett Bell.
Christ School still in the zone. Andrew King now.
Graham Mitchell, stop it. Graham Mitchell has been a captain and a leader for this team for quite a while, and he's showing you exactly why. He ripped that one from long range, his second from that spot, and we certainly cannot give Graham Mitchell any time, cannot let him have his hands free, because he continues to make life difficult for the Greenie defense, and he ties things up at 6 with 5:39 remaining in the second half. Back to the face-off X. Looks like Grant Larson standing up here more in a defensive stance. Sean Dow with it. Grant Larson giving chase. Sean thought about it, but he'll give it up to Jack Harrison, who continues to run the offense for the Greenies.
So all tied up now. Just over 5 minutes remaining in the fourth quarter. Greenies now trying to retake the lead. They've really got to get things going. So far, haven't seen them do as much work through X as they normally do.
That's Coles Manning has a step shot. Lefty goes wide, but it was a shot. So Harrison will restart possession. Playing defense on him right now, Clyde Dare, who's done a great job. But Jack Harrison, that's got to be a push in the back, and they do call it. Oh, Jack Harrison went down momentarily.
Yeah, and Coles Manning had to come off the field as well. Looks like it's his hamstring. Jack Harrison a little shooken up after that play.
Yeah, was holding his knee. He's kind of walking it off in the middle of the field, but two seniors for Christ School need that experience on the field, so hopefully they are all right as we have Jack Fitch, Bassett, Lindsay, Harrison staying on, Parker Bird as well. So Davis Lindsay being guarded closely by Burke Logan. Lindsay thought about it. Still one-on-one defense. Shot goes just wide. 4-17, huge opportunity for both teams here. Feel like whoever scores the next goal is going to find themselves in a very favorable position with the other team pressing. Jack Fitch. Bouncer saved by Ian Firth. Sam Bassett giving chase. Burke Logan making moves to bring it up the field. And it looks like he will do just that. Gives it up to Krupa, who is happy to say he is back on the field after going down with a head injury.
So Country Day now is going to have a possession with 3:45 left, which is going to be a big one, especially if they can get a goal right here. Christ School looking for a big stop.
That's Graham Mitchell over to Jarrett Bell. You can feel the tension on the sidelines. You can see it in the stands. Both teams wanting to come away with a victory here. Greenie's trying to win 3 in a row, while the Buccaneers are trying to win their first in a few years. And they have made a great play at it so far, as that's passes over to Jarrett Bell again. Hunter Engel behind the goal, looking for Graham Mitchell. That's his spot. It looks like they're trying to continue to get him the ball there. Mazine back to Mitchell. He'll certainly think about it. Gives it up. Graham Mitchell again. Will he? Won't he? No. Taylor LaFar shot. Save.
Stick save right there by Hekimovic.
Yeah, went up high. And that's where Bo is at his best. As Parker Bird gives it up to Grant Majewski. They've got numbers. It's 3-on-2, 4-on-3. Grant Majewski shoots a bouncer, but a good save by, you guessed it, Ian Firth. And we are sitting at 2 minutes, 28 seconds left. And I don't know if I could personally handle an overtime period, so I would love to see the Greenies score on this possession. And they have the man who they want to have the ball over the net. Shot scores! Jack Harrison from Davis Lindsay. 2:14 remaining. The game is 7-6. And what a state championship game this has been thus far. A beautiful pass from Davis Lindsay, and an even better shot from Jack Harrison, having the game of his life so far. And unbelievable game.
Yeah, that starts with a big save by right there.
All right, here we go. Sean Dow at the faceoff X. The freshman Grant Larson against him. Sean Dow comes away with it momentarily, but gets hit, knocked away, and big possession opportunity here. That's Reese Ryan with the ball. Playing defense by Kevin Masson, and they're going to call a timeout. So important face-off for Christ School, unable to come away with it, and looks like the Buccaneers will have the ball in a all-important possession with 2 minutes exactly on the clock. Greenies lead 7-6, and man, what an absolutely fantastic game! And it honestly doesn't get much closer than this, Will.
It doesn't. You're right about that. The only thing I'm concerned about, if you're a Greenies fan, is you have 0 timeouts remaining going down this stretch, this 2-minute stretch. It's going to be important that they got to know they don't have any timeouts, and they've got to be careful with the ball when they possess it, because with a lead, Country Day is going to have high energy, trying to ride harder and just force as many turnovers as they can. But Christ School right now, what they're focused on is a big defensive stop.
All right, so let's see what the Country Day offense has drawn up here. Let's see who's on the field. Restarting possession on the way right will be Taylor LaFar, along with Mazine, Grant Mitchell, the sniper, Jarrett Bell, Phelps Thomas, and number 45, Coulter Calhoun. So 2 minutes remaining in the state championship game. Both teams, seasons on the line. So many seniors here for both teams, looking to end their high school careers out on top. Putting to the clock a momentary malfunction. We're going to put 2 minutes on the clock for the possession for Country Day. Coulter Calhoun, that's Taylor LaFar. Let's see what they draw up. They find Phelps Thomas. He was in the middle of the field on defense, trying to save it. Oh, wide open shot for Jarrett Bell, saved. And now Marcus Berger with the ball. He's going to get double teamed, but he is off to the races. Marcus Berger, dangerous between the lines. Looking about it, thought about it. What's he going to do? Gives the ball up to Davis Lindsay, and this is the man you want with the ball to slow down possession. Look for them to throw over a second man. That's Graham Mitchell, who will come play defense. Greenies with no timeouts. Got to be careful. Don't want to split the double and give it away. He does momentarily, gets knocked away, and that's exactly what you don't want. Burke Logan with the ball. Now Graham Mitchell, and we are 1 minute, 10 seconds left. Mitchell over to Holden Bob to Firth. Firth up to Clydare, and Greenies could have just held on to possession and gave it away. Let's see what happens here. Peter Mazine with the ball. We are at under 1 minute, 54 seconds remaining. That's Jarrett Bell with the ball. Had a chance to tie it up. We'll have another one. 44 seconds remain. That's Taylor LaFar. That's Kevin Masson on him. Gets a slide. That's Graham Mitchell. Mitchell to Mazine. Thought about it. Gives it up to Mitchell. Near turnover. He's on the ground. Gives it up to Phelps Thomas. Phelps Thomas in the middle with it. Shot it between his legs. We are down. 25 seconds left. 7-6. Greenies lead. That's Jarrett Bell on the right side. Kevin Masson on defense.
20 seconds left.
20 seconds. Jarrett Bell. That's Mazon. Or excuse me. Oh, he had a step. Thought about it. Krupa shoots. Or Calhoun shoots. No good. We are at 8 seconds. 7 seconds. Pushed out of bounds. Whose ball is it going to be? It's going to be Christ School ball with 5 seconds remaining.
A controversial call. No call, I mean, with a push by McNichols.
Yeah.
But it looks like there's an injury before the flag is thrown. And I believe that is number 21, Parker Bird, who was injured on the play.
It's all right. Yeah, it looks like he's getting sick right now, leaving it. I mean, literally all on the field. You don't want to make light of that, but he just said to the trainer that he is all right. A flag is on the field, so we'll see what the call is.
The flag's going to be dismissed. It was after they already whistled, but nonetheless, 5.5 seconds, and I think Will McNichols, the senior, is just going to throw this one deep, and I think Christ School is quite excited right now as the clock expires, and Christ School is your 3-time champion.
Man, that game could not have been closer. An unbelievable performance from both teams, and I was so impressed by Charlotte Country Day. Ian Firth, the game of his life in goal, but the Greenies come away with their third consecutive state championship. An unbelievable performance all season from the coaching staff. Coach Miles, 18 years of service to Christ School as the coach here, and the Greenie faithful, they are on the field. And man, Will, certainly excited to have you up in the booth with us here. I'm so proud of these guys. 14 seniors and just an unbelievable situation.
I'm excited for you, and I know over the past 2 years it's been great commentating, and I enjoyed it last year. I'm glad Christ School could get this win on your last day.
Well, man, I mean, just a testament to these guys and for everyone that that watched all year, supported this team for the last, 18 years. I mean, just an amazing moment for the team. 3 consecutive state championships. It doesn't get much better than this. So proud of these guys, and for all of you guys that tuned in, thank you. And we're gonna continue to film this and the trophy ceremony. But a great moment for Christ School, and honestly, hats off to Charlotte Country Day because they were just unbelievable all year. So thank you guys for Bobby Long and Will Smoots and the entire CSBN crew. Thank you guys for joining us. We will have the sound on to watch this, but man, what a moment. it.